This teacher Rabbi LM Bizulu of Committee Hebrew Ethics Maarifado. Injanlonge Makadime say reality is reviewed in the present moment. Stop the God fiction force before the God fiction over the earth. Find out more and email us on join@marifado.com. Ubuntu is Mahat. Power of knowing. Grab the bestseller, The Creator or a God Understanding by Christian Rabbi LM Read a real fact. Get yours today from Amazon, the light from the darkness. Applied wisdom. May you rise to the stars this life. Committee Hebrew Ethics welcomes you all. Thank you. Attenda Siabonga. Subscribe and share. Steps to save yourselves. On the steps to save yourself. Usindiso, isindiso, zoputa, ruponeso, poloko, wokov, igbala, chipulumuto, medan. Apply these steps to save yourself from certain powers that are crowding and crawling on the earth. Effective salvation steps mean that we must comprehend a number of apparent truths very clearly. Then and only then can we activate related frequencies or powers that allow us to thwart deception even during and after death. This is so because of nefarious current forces arrayed against us and during death as they are getting ready to devour your soul. Their major goals include total control of your current consciousness, using your energy, consuming you as their physical food. Your blood and pain allows them to dwell and live in this dimension. Some 5 steps you could implement to be saved. Step 1, self-redemption, which means to be in a position free from personally or externally crafted war and preserved in this present life, not by something up there, but by something inside you already. Life depicted here by the ankh. All the tools to achieve this were given to you at birth. The symbol to where is shown here, the angu, which is the key that reminds you of your origins and opens the gate of life and death and beyond. It's quite clear, the diagram is self-explanatory. From the angle of life to the microchip, you see what has happened here, that there is a system on the earth that is preparing and forcing and pushing us towards a microchip. These are the same forces our ancestors have been battling from ancient times. They have not only wanted to destroy us physically, but spiritually too. Hence, the current excessive overdrive to plant a microchip into each and every human being that walks on the earth. Others on earth appear to have entered into a number of alien covenants. They have been supplied with high-tech knowledge and military power. How do we survive in this situation and survive even after death? Step 3 is critical: inner spirit activation. You are not you unless your inner spirit is awake. This real you is a spark or a tiny shard inside your ninefold soul dwelling in matter is consciousness, awareness that is driving a melanin or negro black body. This spark is the real you. It must be a free entity. We call it a free soul. Therefore, it is conditional that every moment it is on earth, it must clearly identify with its primary chain that links its connectivity to the divine source at the divine chasm. This is the chasm that separates all of us all. These are the powers that we are to tweak, check, and recalibrate the Creator. It's impossible, right? This is the most important biological reality. Your identity is connected to your ancestry so that you yourself and the first and only original human ancestor are one. Once that happens, atonement means you are connected to all the powers that the Creator put on the earth. This is not been taught. But knowing some of the forces fighting us also smart. There are forces arrayed against us. They have tried to annihilate this link that we were talking about to our source of vitality, ancestors, and friendly powers by using delinking activities. These delinking activities have ensnared billions. Activities like religious rituals, where masters of deception and those behind religion is given on this website are known. Spiritual doctrines, bloodshed, media propaganda, the internet, television live, radio, newspapers, magazines. These are the mediums through which they send their signals to reprogram our lives. Go to this website and you see a lot of explanations. Media propaganda, violent games, introducing diseases, wars, and misgovernment. Also, step 4, forgotten and tempered history. Never forget that rewritten history is done to suit the winners. And this is taught from kindergarten to PhD. The master of propaganda in the last 200 years, Adolf Hitler, says, make the lie big. Make it simple. Keep saying it. And eventually they will believe it. History is written by the rulers, twisted deliberately in order to blind and to rule. That's why they employ tactics to keep us blind and subservient. So that even reading poetry and ancient allegories as objective truisms has led to definitive position on practical wisdom that can be gleaned from these sources. So that definite position is either you know or you don't know. This has led to the current stultification and spiritual vision degeneration and self-loathing. I am a sinner. I need to be saved. I must receive this to be saved. That's a position that we have been led to believe. Evolution. Basing everything on evolution is that's part 5. Origins of life have been swapped, and now the false doctrine of evolution has replaced the origins of creation and the creator. Once you allow the power of nature and ancestry to be your base, you have no need to further dig because you're already at the chasm and they're really ready to contemplate beyond the mind and the brain and to touch the edge of reality. This destroys miseducation and evolutionary theories. Step 6, salvation steps. Focal point is Africa, not Babylon or Rome. Go to Hamit, ancient Egypt, which is the focal point since it is the last of our ancestral founded civilization. Grasp the real history of all Bantu civilizations in Africa and across all the earth. Use totems as your guiding principle. Mastering Hamitics. We have over 400 videos. Watch them all if you can. And subscribe to our channel. There are 2 aspects in being saved. Theoretical, which is abstract and mental, as well as practical. The theoretical involves armchair or desk research, which means you must read widely. You must own an ever-growing library. We have a book with 500 titles, which you must read. Read everything. The key is to read fast and understand. And where possible, study reading ancient languages and use audiobooks and listen to all music, all types of music. Your mind will select what is best for you, specifically when it is a drum and ancient African linguistic-based poetry. Also, find all debates. Think deeply. Watch documentaries. And never tire and never think learning has come to an end. The practical aspect involves faith boosters, eating well, exercises, drinking water, hair bows, and positive thinking. These are faith boosters. If in doubt, read your Bible, which copied all this. We shall come to this very shortly. The teachings of our ancestors and their conception of eschatology surpassed all their peers at that time. And today, it is far advanced and superior than modern philosophy. That is purely atheistic and lack the spirit. Proof of this is the utter misunderstanding and lack of discernment by billions. Billions do not carry totems, ignore ancestral reverence, have no fetishes, have no Nora but tattoos, have no talisman, think witchcraft is a joke. Let me ask, did the ancient men worship trees or his pocket charm? They were only faith boosters. You go to Luke, Jesus lost power, and he also explained that power came out of him, which means we have power inside you. It must come through your certain practices. And this is the jadu frequencies and showing you must rise, you must raise it. And this is gonna, in other words, it can open up a lot of frequencies and a lot, also perforate matter for you to go into the matter world. You might doubt this and say, oh, this is paganism, but I want those that think like that, especially Christians, Muslims, and many others. As for Muslims, their prophet never performed even one miracle, so we don't count them here. But Christians are the ones that have confusion. They think that this is idolatry and paganism. Read in Acts. God gave Paul the power to do unusual miracles, so that even when handkerchiefs or cloths, which is red, so-called thwart, had touched his skin, were placed on sick people, they were healed of diseases, and evil spirits within them came out. So that's what our ancestors taught, which was borrowed and given here. And then they teach you not to do that, but teach you to wear their tzitzit with a blue line and the flag of a nation, as well as wearing uniforms. And you see your pastors wear these and they tell you not to wear them. Why? Because if you start to practice faith boosters, you don't need the pastors, the pope, the priest, the imams, and everybody else. What do faith boosters do? Scientifically, it has been proved that they boost your thinking, they assist your positive mind. Practice positive self-talk. Start by knowing that you have the power, you are the power. Ancient Africans never actualized the charms or used them to replace ancestors or the creator. The charms were there as tools and used just like arrows in hunting. Real antennas connecting to certain and specific frequencies, just like your smartphone. It's just like telling an ancestor, throw away his charm. It's just like me telling you to throw away your smartphone. There is a realm teeming with life and living energy shown here. Universe, one consciousness, and matter limits us, but we can also use it to perforate the go beyond into the unlimited realms up to the chasm. This invisible world is an aspect of hierarchies or forces over and inside the earth. Are you saved? Saved from what? And by who? Salvation, usindiso, isindiso, zopta, ruponeso, roko, ukov, igbala, chplumutso, medan. To be saved means more than mere conversion from being a muntu, receiving another spirit, or going through some baptism or another birth, or subscribing to an alien covenant or philosophy. If you have never felt the comforting presence of the ancestors who gave you that physical body in which you dwell, you have been delinked and you are dead and your soul has been captured. It is time you rediscover your identity and find your glow again. To guarantee your salvation and draw closer to your ancestors and divinities. To do so, you must connect into their frequencies using the tools we have shared here and many other tools out there like libation. All other religions and spiritual systems are not establishing your identity but destroying it and capturing you. They are not Afro salvation steps, but usually use soul capturing activities. You must perform specific rituals to guarantee your salvation and breaking off the cycle of death and life. Then wonderful things will begin to take place in your life, and the joy of departure and death will no longer be dimmed or filled with the fear. Rituals surrounding the overthrow of Apophis are a must. Shoot us an email on join@marifado.com if this is important to you, for there is more we cannot share public. Thank you. Tatenda Siabonga. Subscribe and share.